Welcome to Choice Classic Radio, where we bring to you the greatest old-time radio shows. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and thank you for donating at choiceclassicradio.com.
What was I up to, Kay?
The last thing you dictated was... Now, let me see. Oh, here we are. Jeffrey felt that there was something in the room. Something he couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
He knew he was alone, but had the feeling he wasn't. Now what?
Had the feeling he wasn't. And, never mind. Let's take 5, Kathy. We've been at this story for hours now.
Suits me, Master.
Tell me, how are things between you and Jim, Kay? I haven't heard you talk about him lately.
That's all over, David.
Oh?
I told you we quarreled.
Yes, I know. About me.
Uh-huh.
Well, you listen to me, young lady. I never knew a couple of kids in love who didn't quarrel, and very often it's about the girl's employer.
Jim and I aren't in love.
So?
David, you're so smart in so many things. Yet when it comes to...
This is a fine thing. Supposed to be staying late because you were working, Kay. You call that working?
Come in, Jim. Sit down. How are things at the Riding Academy?
Never mind being concerned with my business. I didn't come up here for any friendly discussion.
Oh.
Now, Dave, you listen to me. Stop spilling those...
Stop it.
Go off my coat, will you, please?
Jim, leave him alone.
I'll leave him alone. Wait, you. Hey, the two of you alone. First, I got to convince this guy that he better stop telling you lies about me. They can leave us alone from now on.
Oh, now, really, Jim, I don't know...
Look out! All right, take care of that.
Get out of here, Jim. Get out of here. Oh, just look what you've done to Dave.
Isn't half what he deserves. He's a mystery writer, isn't he? The greatest mystery about him is why I don't knock him off instead of just knocking him out.
Now on to Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie. Enemy to those who make him an enemy. Friend to those who have no friend.
Want this piece of sugar, Beauty? I'll take it. No. Hold it a little bit further away from you. You'd like to get out of that stall and at me, wouldn't you? Sorry, I wouldn't like that at all. Take it.
Hey, Jim, get away from that horse. He'll kill you.
He'd like to, I'll tell you that. Good thing that barrier's between him and me.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Here you are, Beauty.
I hate to have a horse as sore at me as he is at you.
There you are.
I'll just stop teasing him.
Why don't you remember that you work for me and stop telling me what to do? Who else would give you a 40-year-old ex-jockey? A job.
Why don't you stop that?
What's going on up front?
Oh, that's what I came here to tell you. Boston Blackie is here with his girlfriend, Mary Wesley.
Yeah.
They want a couple of horses.
So give him a couple. That's what we're in business for, isn't it?
Blackie wants to ride Beauty.
This horse here? No. Tell him Beauty is out. Let him ride Chick the way he always does. I'm not finished with this animal.
Take my advice.
Here you are,
Lay off
Beauty.
teasing that horse.
Here you are.
Horses can be awful mean if you annoy them. I know.
I can handle her. All right, go on. See that Blackie and his girl get saddled up. I'm not through giving Beauty her lesson for today.
It's a beautiful day for a ride, isn't it, Blackie?
Maybe we ought to ask the horses how they feel.
Oh.
Horse, old pal? What do you think? Is it a beautiful day? I guess maybe it is.
Wonder why Jim wouldn't let you ride Beauty.
He either likes Beauty too much or me not enough. Chick here's a good horse, though. I'm happy.
Well, I'm overjoyed. Just think, it's been 3 days since you've worked on a murder case. 3 days since you've seen Inspector Faraday. Whoa, Dan, take it easy.
Whoa. Yeah, I sort of miss that old goat. If I ever kill anybody, I wouldn't want anyone to catch me except the inspector. Say, I'll race you to the bend in the path up ahead.
All right, you ready?
Sure. I'll give you a little head... Wait a minute.
Huh?
Here comes Johnny, the stable boy, and from the way he's riding, he's either got something on his mind or the horse has.
Hey, Blackie, I'm glad I found you.
Hey, aren't you glad you found me, too?
What's the matter, Johnny?
I've been riding around looking for you for half an hour. Blackie, Jim's dead.
What?
Yeah, he's been killed.
Oh, no.
I found him lying outside Beauty's stall. I called the police and I came looking for you.
I'm glad you did. Mary, how will you like riding alone?
I won't like it, but under the circumstances.
Well, it's still a beautiful day, and it's starting to get exciting. I've got a murder to work on. Come on, Johnny.
Okay.
What are we waiting for? Let's go.
Okay, Matthews, close up shop. This is no murder. Let's get back to headquarters.
Right, Inspector Faraday. Wrong, Inspector Faraday.
Hello, Blackie. I'm glad to see you.
Forgive me if I rub my ears. Did I hear you correctly? You're glad to see me?
Certainly, why not? There's no murder here for you to stick your nose into, so I'm glad to see you.
Jim Leslie wasn't murdered?
Well, he was in a way, but you could never catch his murderer, and neither could I. He runs too fast. See that mark on Leslie's forehead?
Well, in a minute. Yeah, I see it. Horseshoe made that. The perfect U shape.
I found out he teased this horse all the time. This time the horse teased back. One of these stable boys told me the horse used to rear up and try to smack Jim down with his front feet. Finally, he did it. Let's go, Matthew.
Right, Inspector Faraday. Again, I say wrong, Inspector Faraday.
What? What are you talking about as if you knew?
Faraday, our friend Leslie was murdered.
Sure, I know, by a horse. So I'll arrest the horse, put him on trial, and if the jury finds him guilty, he'll go to the electric stall. Now, don't bother me, Blackie, will you?
Oh, it's no bother, I assure you. Faraday.
What?
Faraday, it wasn't the horse that killed Jim Leslie.
Are you nuts?
No.
We found him outside this stall. He always teased that horse in there, and there's a perfect mark of a horseshoe on Leslie's forehead.
So, there is. Oh, what's it look like?
What would it look like? Looks like the letter U.
Looks exactly like the letter U, which proves that the horse didn't kick Jim Leslie at all.
Oh, it does it? How do you figure that?
You figure out why.
Well,
Right now, take my word for it, will you? And also take my word for this.
Yeah?
I'm going to find out who the killer is that came into this riding academy and began horsing around.
Yeah, I can reserve a horse for you, Mrs. Wilson. Yeah, 1:30 it'll be. Okay, goodbye. Get on the floor. Oh, now what? Leslie Riding Academy, Johnny speaking.
Oh, yeah, Johnny, this is Jumbo.
Well, I can't talk to you now, Jumbo. I gotta
You're
get back.
going to talk to me whether you like it or not.
Look, I'd like to talk to you, but I can't. Something
You
happened.
better find a way, and right now.
I was gonna call you today, just the way I promised. But
Well, you didn't call me. That isn't the way you promised.
let me explain, will you?
You just talk. You know what about, too.
Look, I was gonna call you about it just the way I promised. Only we had a little trouble down here.
You mean you had trouble?
Yeah, I'm trying to
You
tell you.
don't know what trouble is, but you're going to find out.
Jumbo, the boss got
I
himself.
don't care about no boss, Johnny. I'm only caring about that dough you borrowed from me.
I'll pay you the dough I borrowed.
That's what I've been hearing for a couple of weeks. You said you'd tell me last Saturday what goes.
Money goes faster than it comes in.
I know.
Look, I'll have it for you, Jumbo. Honest, I will.
Where you going to get it? Ask somebody for it?
Well, I was gonna ask Jim for it, but now I don't have to ask nobody.
Oh, yeah?
I'll have that money and $50 extra for you in a week.
How you going to do it? Print your own?
Take my word for it, Jumbo. You'll have your money. And I'll have a whole lot more for myself.
Yes?
Is this Jim Leslie's apartment?
Uh-huh. But I'm alone just now.
Well, I'm Boston Blackie just now and always. May I come in?
I haven't closed the door in your face, have I?
No. You're Leslie's maid, aren't you?
I don't wear this uniform because I think I look good in it. I should say I was Mr. Leslie's maid. And I might add I'll be looking for other employment soon.
I'll recommend a good employment agency.
Oh,
One that finds work for models as well as me.
thanks.
No, let me thank you. For some information you're going to give me.
Oh, Blackie, you ought to know that Thursday is maid's night out.
Well, that wasn't going to be one of my questions.
Well, if it ever is, that's one of my answers.
Fine, I'll remember that.
Oh,
But I want you to remember something, too. Did Leslie have a quarrel with anyone lately?
you asked the dullest question.
Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
But don't give me an answer to match. Who was he having trouble with?
The same person you've been having trouble with for a long time.
Who was that?
Miss Baker.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Who's she?
Mr. Leslie's sweetheart. Of course, she would have been if Mr. Leslie had had his way. But she spent more time with David Hanley than she did with Mr. Leslie.
David Hanley, the mystery runner?
Yeah. She's a secretary. And 3 nights out of 4, she's in his office. He works late almost every night. She's probably with him now.
She is, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's almost midnight now. If I want to catch them working late, I'd better work fast.
Oh, this is a terrible thing, Kay.
Yes.
Terrible accident.
Poor Jim. Dave, I really didn't like him anymore. Couldn't even look at him after he came in here the other night and knocked you down, but I didn't want to see him dead.
Newspaper says he used to tease the horse, and that apparently he teased him one time too many.
Yes.
Well, we've got work to do. Tough break for Jim, but we've got a mystery story to finish. Now, where did we leave off last time?
I'll check my notes. Here we are. Jeffrey's cousin had just come in. And
Well, at least we weren't interrupted while we were working. Just before. Come in.
Oh? David Hanley?
Yes?
I'm Boston Blackie. All right to come in?
You didn't wait for me to
I
answer.
didn't want to. I wasn't sure what your answer would be. This way I take no chances.
What do you want with me, Blackie?
I don't want anything with you.
What are you doing here, then?
I want to talk to this young lady.
well,
You're Kay Baker, aren't you, miss?
what about it?
What happened to nice people, I wonder? Miss Baker, I've been talking to Jim Leslie's maid, and she told me that Jim and you were kind of a romantic team, that you worked here and often very late.
What are you investigating, Blackie? Working conditions of secretaries?
No, Miss Baker. I'm investigating Jim Leslie's murder.
Murder?
Jim Leslie wasn't murdered, Blackie. The papers say the horse killed him.
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm glad I never learned to read. The papers are wrong. And I think maybe one of you knows something about this murder.
Blackie, get out of here. Get out of this office or I'll throw you out.
That's the best offer I've had all week. Come on, friend. Just try.
All right. You won't leave here. Maybe this will make
Oh,
you...
Dad, take that
All right,
gun
let go
away.
of it.
Give it to me. I don't want
I'll
to
take care of
Let go of that.
That's pretty good, my dear. The shot went wild, I'm happy to say.
Shouldn't have grabbed my hand, Kay.
And you shouldn't have had a gun in it.
So what?
However, this rod is a very logical argument you advanced. I've got to go and brush up on my social studies. I want to know what to say if I ever meet a gun again.
And now back to Boston Blackie. Jim Leslie and mystery writer David Hanley have a fight over Leslie's girlfriend, Kay Baker, who is Hanley's secretary. Leslie says he'd like to murder his mystery writing rival, but later it is Leslie himself who is found dead. It looks as if Leslie was killed by a horse, but Blackie believes that it was murder. As we return to our story, we're back at Leslie's stable, the scene of the crime, with Johnny, who works for Leslie, and a friend.
No. Cut it out, Jumbo. Cut it out, will you?
Cut your heart out, Johnny. That's what I do. Now, where's the dough? Where's the money you promised me?
Give me enough time. I told you I'd have it for you.
Don't tell me nothing. Just let that money do the talking. I get it up before I leave this journey. You'll be spending more than you owe me for it. He's upset.
Look, Jumbo. I get this thing to you right on the nose. This is straight. Feedback stuff. Just stop knocking me around and listen.
I can listen and keep clipping you.
Don't, Jumbo. Please don't.
Okay.
All right, now get this. I'll have that money for you this week. I mean, I can prove I'll have it.
Go ahead, prove.
The guy who runs this riding academy, Jim Leslie, is dead, right?
Sure, and you're out of a job, and I want my dough.
He left a will.
What?
If you don't believe me, you can go to his lawyers. They'll tell you. He left me $5,000 in the will, Jumbo, on it. Now, look, all you got to do is wait till that will is read, and you'll get paid.
You knew he left you the money, huh?
Not for.
Interest. The kid is getting to be a little talk around that your boss wasn't kicked by no horse. You're giving me reason to think that all that talk that's going around ain't wrong.
All right if I turn on the radio, Blackie?
Yeah, I wish you wouldn't, Mary, if you don't mind.
Well, how about playing some two-handed gin rummy?
What are you playing?
By myself?
You've got 2 hands, haven't you?
Oh,
I'm sorry, Mary. I'm trying to think this case out, and I'm just not getting very far. I know that Jim Leslie was murdered. That horse never kicked him.
Why do you say that? If the horse had reared up, he could have lashed out with his leg and hit Leslie on the head with his hoof.
Of course he could have, but he didn't.
How come?
Somebody killed Leslie and tried to make it look like an accident. It could have been Dave Hanley,
Why?
because Jim and Dave were rivals for Kay Baker. Hanley and the girl were practically holding hands when I saw them a little while ago. Then again, Kay Baker might have done it.
Why?
You've got a one-question mind, haven't you? Well, she could have done it if she wanted Jim to get lost and he didn't want to. She was afraid of what he might tell Dave.
Oh.
Then again, somebody else could have done it.
Who? Oh, no, at least I'm not being too repetitious. You've got to admit that.
Well, it could have been...
Inspector Faraday.
Oh, I doubt that very
Oh, now,
much.
Blackie. Inspector Faraday just came in.
He's just coming in, you mean? Blackie, I got news for you.
Yeah?
I know why you said Leslie was murdered. He couldn't have been kicked by that horse.
That's what I thought until this minute when you start to agree with me.
I don't need any help from you. I figured it out for myself.
Congratulations. Goodbye, Inspector.
Don't goodbye me.
Oh, you heard the inspector, Blackie. Don't goodbye him.
I guarantee it's no pleasure to hello him. Look, Faraday, Mary and I were trying to figure out who killed Leslie, and you came in and interrupted us.
That's
Now,
my job, Blackie.
Interrupting him?
Yes. No. Figuring out who killed Leslie. First, tell me if this is how you knew the horse didn't knock off the guy.
Go ahead.
The mark of the horseshoe we found on Leslie's head was in the shape of a U.
That's right, Inspector.
All right.
And if the horse had pawed Jim Leslie with the front hoof, which because of the barrier was the only way it could have been done, the U would have been inverted. That means to you upside down.
I know what it means. And that's what I figured, too. Finally.
You took that last word right out of my mouth.
Yeah, I'll give it back to you on Christmas.
Thanks.
Blackie, I'll make a deal with you.
Keep talking.
You tell me what you found out. I'll give you some information.
Sold. I found out nothing.
I should have known. Okay, see what you make of this. Leslie's lawyer told me that the ex-jockey Johnny, who hangs around the riding academy, knew he was left a lot of dough in Leslie's will.
That's public motive number one, isn't it?
Maybe. Come on, Mary, let's get out of here. There's something happening I can't figure out. Let's go down to the riding academy and see if we can get some horse sense.
Dave,
Yes, Kane?
is it all right if I don't type this last page of notes right now?
No hurry that I know of.
Yes.
Well, Jim's death has you very upset, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't blame you. It was an awful thing that happened to him.
It's worse now. The boss in Blackie thinks it's murder. It was bad enough when everybody thought it was an accident.
What are you driving at?
I was going to break up with Jim.
Well,
I don't know. I was just thinking. If the person who killed him knew that, maybe Jim would still be alive.
now look, hey, that's pretty ridiculous reasoning. You don't think that I would...
don't think anything. I just wanted you to know the way I felt about it. That's all. And I want you to know something else.
What's that?
That any ideas I have on the subject, I'll keep to myself.
I see.
Just between you and me, Dave. Unless, of course, you ever do something to make me change my mind.
Well, Blackie?
Well, I don't know. Looks like our trip was wasted. Johnny isn't around, and I did want to ask him some questions.
Ask me. I've got a lot of answers that aren't working at the moment.
Have they anything to do with this case?
No.
I have news for them. They're still unemployed.
No.
How about you and I having a little ride? We'll get some horses and go. I see my favorite horse, Chick, is all saddled and ready over there.
Okay, Blackie, count me in. But if we're going to do any racing, I want to ride him. You take another horse.
Oh, you want to ride my horse?
Yes, I do.
All right. Get aboard, lady.
Okay.
I'll take that animal in the corner. Here, I'll help you up. There we are.
Good. All right, take it easy, Mr. Chick. Relax. You and I are going to beat Blackie and whatever horse he picks.
We'll see. I don't think you're so.
Blackie! Blackie, help me! The horse is rearing.
Stay with him, Mary. Stay with him. I can. Down. Down, Chick. Down. If I could reach up and grab it right up there. Mary, slide out of the saddle.
No, you don't tell me that, Blackie.
Easy, boy. Come on.
Oh,
Easy.
I've never so scared in all my life.
Take it easy. I'd be a little scared, too. Say, I wonder what made Chick do that.
Oh, brother, I don't know. Seems all right
Easy.
now, though.
He is all right now.
Yeah.
And I think I know what made him act up.
What?
I'm going to look under his saddle.
Huh?
Good horse. Easy now. Take it easy. Uh-oh.
Huh? What is it?
Well, I thought it would be, Mary.
What's
A
that?
floor under Chick's saddle.
What?
Somebody put it there, hoping the horse would throw me.
Blackie, I couldn't have stayed on Chick's back a minute longer. That horse could have broken my neck.
And it's time I broke this case. Somebody wanted that horse to throw me, Mary. And I'm going to do something right quick before the killer thinks of a plan that will work on me.
What are you going to do?
Well, for one thing, call Faraday and get Kay Baker, Little Johnny, and Dave Hanley down here to the stable.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like the idea of having this horse throw me.
Mm.
I never liked the idea of being a fall guy.
All right, Blackie, I'm here. You've got 3 people out there in the stable waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell me what I'm doing here.
You're about to find out who murdered Jim Leslie, didn't you know?
I didn't, and I still don't.
Stick with me and you'll find out.
Yeah, sure.
I got Dave Hanley out there, Little Johnny, and Kay Baker. One of those 3 did the job.
Well, sure, but which one?
We'll find out. Out there in the stable is a horse called Chick. I always ride myself. Chick. Johnny knows I ride him, and Dave and Kay could have found it out very easily.
So?
So, Chick is out there all saddled up as if he hadn't been ridden at all today. Come on out.
All right. But I still don't know why.
Same Faraday, same talk. No wonder you're dull. You've got to listen to yourself all the time.
Oh.
Well, Blackie, what's it all about? That's what I'd like.
Okay, all of you. Hold it.
All right.
Now, listen, all three of you. That horse standing there is an animal that I like to ride. His name is Chick.
What am I supposed to say? Pleased to meet you?
Maybe you won't be so pleased in just a minute, Miss Baker. Hanley, how'd you like to ride Chick?
Okay.
He's all saddled up. He hasn't been ridden today. I was going to ride him, but I've changed my mind.
What's that going to prove?
Will you ride him?
Sure.
How about you, Miss Baker?
That's too silly a question to bother answering.
I suppose you answer it by getting on that horse.
I will not.
How about you, Johnny? Want to ride Chick?
Well, not particularly, but I'll do it. Okay, Blackie. What have you proved?
I'll let you know in a minute. Get on that horse, Miss Baker.
Why should I?
Because if you don't, I'll be pretty sure you murdered Jim Leslie.
You're crazy.
Maybe. But why don't you get on that horse?
All right, I will. I'll prove to you. No, I won't do it. I can't get on. I can't ride. They'll kill me. You'll prove it. Let me alone. Let me out of here.
Grab her, Faraday.
I've got her. I'm holding her.
Good. And maybe you don't know it, Inspector, but you're holding her for murder.
Nice afternoon for a ride, isn't it, Blackie?
Yes, in a car.
Huh.
I guess it finally has replaced the horse at that.
It has for us. Blackie, how do you know that Kay Baker was the murderer?
Oh, you read that she confessed, did you?
Well, yes, but that still doesn't tell me how you knew.
Well, Mary, I staged a scene in the stable that proved it. I was working under the assumption that whoever killed Leslie put the burr under the saddle of my horse Chick, hoping it would kill me, too.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
I knew that none of our suspects, either Miss Baker or Dave Hanley or little Johnny, was aware that we had found the burr under the saddle.
The hard way.
No question about that. Anyhow, I got the three of them together and asked them all if they'd ride Chick. Johnny and Hanley didn't mind. But Miss Baker objected violently.
Well, of course she'd object. She knew she'd be thrown if she got on that horse.
And the only way she would have known that, is that if she had put the burr under the saddle herself, right?
As usual.
That's all there is to it. I realize now that she tried to kill me in Hanley's office when he pulled a gun on me, and she accidentally caused him to pull the trigger. But that's unimportant.
Well, if she hadn't been afraid that you'd found out she'd killed Leslie, so afraid that she tried to kill you, she might have gotten away with it. Why did she kill Jim Leslie?
Oh, she had a pretty good motive for that. It seems she wanted to marry her boss, Hanley, and Leslie knew a lot of ugly things about her that he would have told Hanley if Miss Baker had announced that she was going to marry the guy.
So she went to Leslie's stable and hit him with a horseshoe, only she made the mistake of holding it the wrong way when she did it.
That's right. Faraday has the whole thing down in writing now. Her confession was pretty complete. You know, Mary, a horseshoe is supposed to bring good luck. But it certainly worked upside down for Kay Baker when she held it upside down. Here are the house phones, Mary. This won't take but a minute.
Well, it'll take less time than that if Roger Harrison isn't registered here yet. Are you sure, dear Blackie?
Positive.
Yes.
Give me Roger Harrison's room number, will you, please?
I'm sorry, it's against the rules of the hotel to give out room numbers. I'll ring him for you, though.
Oh, that'll do.
1 moment, please.
Trouble, Blackie?
No, I forgot a hotel doesn't give out room numbers.
Oh, I see.
You know, a hotel is a good place for a guy to hide if he sticks to his room.
Yeah.
It'd be impossible to find a guy's room number if he didn't want you to know it.
That's right.
Hello.
Mr. Harrison, Roger Harrison?
Yes?
This is Boston Blackie, Mr. Harrison. Charlie Kingston probably told you that I'd be...
You're going to look over the plans for my new invention?
That's what I'm supposed to do. When do you want to see me?
Could you come up, say, in 30 minutes?
Yes?
I have to make a long-distance phone call first.
All right. I'll be up in 30 minutes.
That's fine.
What's your room number?
909. But, Blackie,
Uh-huh.
don't repeat my room number to anyone. I don't want anyone to know what room I'm in. Nobody knows except you. These plans I have are worth killing for, and I don't want to be the one who's killed for them.
Thank you.